proudly here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. And then that's the part that, and then the rest of the song I just completely forget. But either way, welcome back. And if you, I sing that, of course, because of the announcement earlier today. The fact that Todd Howard is releasing Bloodborne 5, The Phantom Menace, and all that. And also a million other different games. Which, honestly, I should actually switch this over. I have no idea whether or not I'm actually going to participate in, me personally, because I just recently got my own OLED Switch towards Christmas last year, pretty much during Black Friday last year. The only thing I really got, and I'm pretty content with it. But I definitely know that my brother will. My middle brother in particular definitely will. As he still just got the first Switch that came out a million years ago. But either way, back to what the heck we're doing today. It's not April 1st anymore, but I decided to I'm gonna keep the Doritos Play Today thing up in the entire corner. Up in the corner for the entire thing, just because. And if I want to be spicy here, actually, you know what? Maybe I can... Let's see. First of all, I need to remember to turn the transparency off there. There we go. We're just gonna be goofy for a bit. Ah, there we go. Perfect. That's brilliant. Brilliant of OBS that it allows this. And there we go. Alright. We're good to go for April the 2nd. There are two things I want to mention here, though. First of all, once again, I had nothing at all planned. I do have a drawing idea in mind, it's just I haven't exactly started on it at all yet. And secondly, this stream might be on the shorter side, maybe less than an hour or so. Maybe, mostly because I wanted to start this a bit earlier than 4:40 in my time. And on usual weekdays, I tried to go to bed at around 6. Also wanted to bring up, I made another Henry Stickmin video for the first time in years, I think, honestly. Since last year, actually. There was the preview of the retrospective, which I want to get back on sometime. But still, I figured I would feel bad if I didn't do anything at all for April Fool's that day. So I figured I didn't even plan on making that video. I just kind of, it came to me as soon as I saw many other YouTubers and people that I liked just doing their April Fool's thing. And I felt kind of guilty for not doing one myself. Everyone is just calling the new game that's coming out Bloodborne 2. Instead of what it's actually called. This canvas is way too small. That would explain why. There is another method that I actually want to try recently. And that's a method of, let's see, of just drawing a smudge. Okay, that kind of kills the entire program's frame rate. Just draw a smudge in humanoid proportions in a pose that I want to try. That might take some practice, so I'll do that a bit later. No. It is freaking Duo, the lingo. Welcome back. Good to see you again. I saw the comment that you put on Chibidoki's video, by the way, like 2 minutes ago. Very funny seeing you there. Also, chat isn't displaying. Honestly, when does it ever do? Does it do ever? Except when I click on it and acknowledge its existence. Also, one other thing I forgot to mention is that another thing that prevented me from starting this as early as I wanted to is because I actually ran out of drawings of this guy here, so I had to make one on the fly in about 10 minutes, and this is the end result of that. I would have had something more detailed, but this is genuinely the last piece that I have of him to use in thumbnails, which means that I should probably just create some kind of stream thumbnail and use them for every single one going forward, like some other people do that I follow. So that's the context behind this for today. And as for the piece that I have in mind for the very moment right now, let's see. For the piece I'm doing right now, I intend on drawing these two once again. These two, except with some slight changes to one of their designs. Let's see, what's another good? This is probably my favorite illustration of both of them so far, to be honest. And of course, there was the most recent one that I did, which was... where the crud is it? Ah, there it is. Right, I started on this one and then kind of drifted off about it for a while and then didn't finish it until way later. This was back in... holy crud. Okay, I started in December last year and then finished it in the middle of January. Yeah, this one was a work in progress for quite a while, which would explain why there's so many other new and finished pieces in between this one and the actual JPEG file of it. The files here. So let's see here. That is the plan for today. Probably the most famous Henry Stickmin line is just, Truly the stuff of legends. Just like Gordon Freeman. Or when he made an animal noise. That's another good line of his. Hello and welcome. This is the April 1st stream that's actually on April 2nd, which would explain a few things that are on the screen right now. One of which is why I'm upside down. And also why there's a funny overlay in the corner. In the left corner, the top left corner in particular. I never remember to bring that one out whenever I want to, but I figured this time why not just have it up there all the time to make up for all those times that I did forget. So silent right now is because I'm actually, for the first time, looking for just straight up references to use. Normally I would have one on the side already, but this time calls for certain measures. Holy crud. It's a lot of bleed messages there. Just play the song Like Him Now. Oh yeah, like from the last couple of streams. I will say I will keep the music as is for the time being. Just because I don't want to change the mood that much. Nice drawing so far, thank you. Even though it is just a frame and barely the sketch layer so far. I would have liked to, I of course would have liked to have the sketch layer done already before the stream actually started. But I was also scrambling to make the thumbnail for this one. Because, like I said before, I genuinely ran out of pictures to use of the spider guy. Yes, I'm very aware of the Doritos play of the day. That's there for April 2nd, I guess you could say. Meant to be for April 1st, but it's not April 1st anymore. Next year, though, if I'm actually consistent with these... If I'm consistent with these art streams up until next year, then both my birthday and April Fool's Day will be on a Wednesday, which are stream days. I also hope that my I'm gonna go into just a tiny bit of a job rant, I guess you could say. I hope my current working location isn't as miserable to get to, because at the moment it's not as bad as it's been in the past, but it's not ideal either. It takes me an hour to get home, over an hour to get home. Which, like I just said, is not ideal. I still am managing to draw enough that I'm content with, and also still able to edit videos and stuff, evidently, and play games as well. Stardew Valley being one of the biggest ones. Stardew Valley, and also a game that I recently just started playing called Arco, as in ARCO, Arco, which is I have no idea how you're able to turn a bullet hell game into a turn-based game, but somehow that game managed to pull it off. It's also really funny too. It's got a good sense of humor. Yes, I did write down that idea that you brought up before of my own spider guy doing the whole Spider-Man pointing meme. I thought that was a good idea, so I wrote it down. Don't know when I'll get around to it, but maybe sometime. And I'll definitely I think I'll try to post that as a community post as well. So if you saw earlier, you probably noticed that this character in particular doesn't have a whole lot of armor on, and I decided to maybe change that up a bit. Maybe give her coverings and armor similar to that of the Hellion from Darkest Dungeon, or Boudica from Darkest Dungeon 2, if you're fancy. If you're not old-fashioned, I guess you could say. That train almost crashing scene could be good. Picturing it right now, that would actually be pretty funny. want to clarify one thing though, and that's I haven't actually seen any of the Spider-Man movies except for Into and Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I think is kind of funny. You'd think at first glance, seeing that character, you'd think, oh, that guy must be like a fan of Spider-Man or something, but I actually aren't that much at all. I just know of the 2 animated movies that everyone's seen, and that's about it. should add some more songs to this playlist sometime. Because I imagine that if you watch all these streams back to back, in case that you do, it's gonna sound like a lot the same all the time. means being right-handed. And see what's going on the other side of the canvas sometimes. I feel like a lot of the best artists out there are both not only not American, but also left-handed. Which to me is just interesting. An interesting pattern that I've noticed. Let's see how far I can get into part 2 of this, and then call it a day from there. By part 2, I mean the other character that she is going to be with. One, two, three. We're back. And I forgot to use the BRB overlay again. going to wrap this up in about 8 minutes, I'd say. Just as a quick heads up. Did say this might be a bit on the shorter side earlier. I'm just surprised that it's already been almost an hour. honestly, I could say the same thing as well. Actually, not really bored. I wouldn't say bored is the right word for it. I'd say just relaxed to a degree where I'm just focused on drawing and not much else. As I've said before, if this ends up being one of the more calmer streams, then I'm perfectly fine with that. Because after a while of doing these, I realized that these art streams are honestly they're more therapeutic more than anything else, and relaxing. Especially after a working day, because it is the middle of the work week, so that's what kind of day it is. It's also my first time, maybe not my first time, but it's been a while since I've drawn this kind of perspective. A character facing backwards instead of forwards, in particular. Say that, that's just there for fun. Oh, crud. Okay. already gone 4 minutes over from the 8-minute timer that I set for myself. those up. Those were a multitude of joints after sitting down for so long. And not very long. Actually, yeah, maybe a multitude of joints after a long working day and then sitting down for a while. And yet I'm about to move around once again before going to bed. But that's a story for later today. But for right now, I am going to be wrapping things up very shortly, and I'm going to imagine myself being just flabbergasted by the fact that I'm upside down in the next stream at the start of it. But I will get rid of the, let's see, there it is. I finally remembered the Doritos play of the day for once, but I'm just going to hide that real quick. There we go. Pretty happy with how this turned out thus far. Glad to see that the whole frame trick that I've been using since day one is still going strong for the most part. But eventually, I would like to see about moving to some more just what other possible method there is to this. I mean, possibilities are literally endless. I just need to find one and stick to it. But right now I'm gonna stick to this current method. With that being said, I'm gonna save this for one last time, and then to actually cement that I'm wrapping this up pretty soon. There we go. I should probably get that music playing in this slide as well. But until next time, I will see everybody later. Have a very good April 2nd. And hope you had a good April 1st. Mine was very busy. But until next time, see everybody later. Have a very, very good one. Goodbye.